Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you. Wanted to spend a little bit of time with you talking about the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. What a change um, it's been right now with WWE putting together 8 matches already named before Monday Night Raw for the big pay-per-view. Normally, it seems like WWE has gone a little bit of like the TNA booking style where everything's being put together at the last minute. You might know 3 matches going into the last Monday Night Raw, and the whole mid-card is sort of slapped together and announced. Maybe you've been able to watch the show and you can tell that these guys are having a feud and they're going to be put on the show. And but you know the show isn't really booked and slapped together yet. And it seems like this one had some further out booking and they were able to get everything announced and set before the last week of. The live show of Monday Night Raw and the tapings. It's pretty cool that this show is much like the Royal Rumble was this year in January when everybody headed down to Phoenix. There's a lot of people from the YWC heading to Philadelphia who don't live there. It's going to be a really awesome crowd that's going to be there, highlighted by the Lorenzo brothers, the Boston brothers. It's one of those shows that you really wish you could have been at. Money in the Bank, since it's been named a real pay-per-view in 2010, has been one of the better shows of the year. It's weird because it was first named that was going to be a pay-per-view. Everybody thought it was going to be a little bit weak, and it's been able to hold up its own weight with these 2 ladder matches, and normally it has also one really good match to go along with it. I think it's going to be hard to top the 2011 Money in the Bank pay-per-view as the better of these, but we'll have to see what's going down with the 4th annual Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Start with the pre-show match. This is the Shield versus the Usos for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Maybe the Usos is the strongest competition for the Shield out there, but I don't think there's any way in the world that they're going to do a title switch, taking the belts off of the Shield on the pre-show match. So there's no way in the world I'm going to pick the Usos, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns to pick up the win in this one. It's going to be it should be a pretty short but pretty good match. The Usos are becoming some strong competition for these guys. If you're watching Money in the Bank, I apologize. If you're watching the main event shows on Wednesday, good stuff. All right, next match here, we're picking the Divas Championship match. We have AJ Lee going up against Caitlyn. Honestly, this has been a pretty good feud. It's been the best, chicks match that they've had in a long time. They haven't really given the Divas a whole lot of TV time. They normally just go out and have matches. Sometimes they have to build an angle out of the match. And how you can do all that in 3 minutes, doesn't really know. But WWE, I think, is really strong behind AJ, and I think they needed to have somebody forward, so they've sort of gotten behind Caitlyn to give her a little bit more time. But, with the whole Total Divas show going on, I'm guessing that the Divas are going to become sort of their own little deal on Monday Night Raw. I'm guessing they're going to get more time here or there to put that show over. And I'm even hearing that they're going to show the first show as a rerun after Monday Night Raw the first week to try to get you to switch over to E and watch the show from here on out. So if you really wanted to sit down and watch Totally Divas, you're going to sit down and watch wrestling for 4 hours on Monday. And it's a good thing that our Ring of Honor isn't still on HDNet, or you'd be sitting down for 5 hours. You could grow your own beard as you watch wrestling. But I don't know. I'm picking AJ to win this match. I think Caitlyn is going to be on the chase for a while, but I think they want to keep that belt on AJ. They really haven't had the trifecta with both belts. The trifecta, you may not even know that is. That's the name that I gave to Biggie Langston, AJ Lee, and Dolph Ziggler. And if Ziggler wins the belt, it'll be the first time I guess they've been together as a team. With all 3, Biggie doesn't have a belt, but with both belts, and looking pretty badass out there. So I'm picking AJ to win the Divas Championship match and keep her title. Oh boy, Curtis Axel versus The Miz, Intercontinental Title Championship match. If anybody's going to beat Curtis Axel on this push that he's going on with Paul Heyman right now, It's not going to be The Miz. I can see The Miz having a good match with Curtis Axel, but, man, The Miz. I'm glad you got an IC championship match, because I guess that sort of makes it look like you're looking pretty strong in the mid-card, but we've seen R-Truth go for this the United States Championship belt on some other pay-per-views last year, so maybe it's not as good as it once was, but Curtis Axel is going to be holding this belt for a good long while. He's not going to lose it anytime soon. Kayfabe-wise, Paul Heyman's not going to let him lose, so I don't know. Curtis Axel bores the shit out of me. He hasn't done really anything that exciting yet, but I'm not going to bore you too much. Curtis Axel for the win. Alright, Money in the Bank. This is the future stars for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who's going to climb up there and grab that blue briefcase to highlight basically the SmackDown Championship? There's guys that are deserving out there. Wade Barrett, Dean Ambrose, and Antonio Cesaro are the three guys that I think most people are going to pick for this match. If you go through and watch all the YWC prediction videos, Wade Barrett would be a hell of a pick. Cesaro would be a great guy to have it as well. But I'm going with Dean Ambrose. The Shield, when you're watching TV, they've lost a few matches along the way. Seth Rollins has been pinned here and there. They've lost on SmackDown with Daniel Bryan beat him. That wasn't that bad. Another match, Christian and the Usos beat him in a 6-man. So what they once were isn't anymore. They still have all the titles. It seems like Dean Ambrose is being brought down because of the championship that he has. He's almost got Cesaro-itis, where Cesaro just started dropping matches like crazy when he was the United States champion before he was able to drop the belt. Hopefully now in the little threesome that he's in with Cesaro, Swagger, and Zeb, Cesaro won't be the guy getting beat anymore. Hey, doesn't mean I want to see Swagger getting beat either. But Dean Ambrose, when I listened to the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast, he was talking about how he got over in the WWE the other day. And he was talking about how, basically Vince just starts pumping gasoline on you. He gets that fire going, and then he just keeps dumping the gasoline on you. He doesn't want that fire to burn out, and he wants to get as hot as that motherfucker can get till it's just huge. And he was talking about how he did that to him, he did that to The Rock, and then they met up at WrestleMania, and their match was just awesome. Vince was dumping that gasoline on the Shield. The Shield was hot. They were one of the best things going in wrestling, and then all of a sudden, out of the middle of nowhere, it just burnt out. It doesn't seem like it's burning anymore. Like, you can sort of walk up to it and touch it. It's not even that hot anymore. But I'm still going to go with Ambrose to win this match. I think that this might be how they're going to relight that fire and get that Shield going. You're going to have sort of Ambrose is that guy with the briefcase, and he's got Reigns and Rollins in front of him, sort of trying to make sure that he can cash in that title. Maybe you can see Rollins and Reigns be the first two guys to run in and jump in and beat the champion down, and then Ambrose would come in behind him. They could sort of swarm up in a pack, how they're always together. I don't like how they're being sort of the t-shirt shows them as a pack of dogs. That's not really what I had of them. Maybe more like wolves, but we'll see what it is. I'm picking Ambrose. I think he's going to win it. No Fandango. This might want to be one of the weirdest matches that are on the whole card. Chris Jericho versus Ryback. I honestly don't really see what the hell they're doing here. I don't know. Ryback honestly should be in that Future Stars Championship one. Chris Jericho should be in the All-Stars ladder match himself. But then you got to see who you're going to take out. I mean, if I'm going to put Ryback in the Future Stars, I'm going to minus Fandango. If I'm going to take anybody out of the All-Stars, more than likely, it's going to be Christian. But Christian got the win. He pinned the Shield. So, you can't really knock him that bad. So, maybe it's good that they are having a one-on-one match. I think Vince is listening to the people. I think he's hearing that Ryback hasn't won a pay-per-view match in God knows forever. And so I guess since he was wrestling jobbers back in the day. And those used to be on pay-per-view. I think that's the last time he's won. But I'll pick Ryback to win this one. I think it's pretty easy. I'm not sure if Jericho's taking an absence after this match and going off and doing something else. Maybe be a rock star for a little while, but it sort of seems like it. It sort of seems like one of those matches where they're going to beat him, and then we're not going to see him for a while, and then he'll come back. That's Chris Jericho for you. Alright, here we go. The All-Stars main event. I'm not sure if this is going to be the main event. I think Cena versus Henry will be the main event. But the All-Stars ladder match for the WWE Championship contract. The good old red briefcase. Punk, Bryan, Orton, Sheamus, Christian, Kane, and Van Dam. I'm not sure. A lot of people, I think, are going to be picking Van Dam because he's making his return. Some people will be picking CM Punk because they're trying to make him the baby face, the hottest thing going in wrestling today. I'm picking Bryan. I think Bryan's the guy that they're really behind. I think that's the guy that the whole summer is going to be really built around. Is building this underdog up to the point to where he's in the championship picture. They had him there with the SmackDown Championship for a while. He was the World Heavyweight Champion, and then all of a sudden he lost to freaking Sheamus, and then he was just relegated down to the mid card and stuck there forever and ever and ever. Just the way I see it going. Daniel Bryan, the goat face, climbing up there, doing it. If it's what people say he's going to, he's to straight up walk up to Cena, give him the briefcase, and say, I'm going to face you at the freaking SummerSlam because I don't want to be seen as the weak link. I want to be seen as a true champion around here. It'd be pretty cool, but I also think that's not the way it's going to happen. So we'll have to see. I'm picking Daniel Bryan to win the ladder match, WWE Championship. We'll see what happens. Alright, here we go in the soap opera match of the whole show. Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, he wins the title, he gets hurt, and he has to sit out the pay-per-view. Del Rio wins the number one contendership. Del Rio goes into the last pay-per-view, beats the shit out of Ziggler. Once Del Rio beats Ziggler, Ziggler's back on the chase again. And Ziggler's a guy that sort of has been on the chase for a long time. People had watched him with that briefcase for a whole year, keep saying that he was going to cash in at the WrestleMania this year, wanted to be his guaranteed ticket into the main event. He even turned down a slot into the Elimination Chamber, taking the pay-per-view off, because he didn't want to work to have the championship. And then WrestleMania came and left, and he didn't cash in. Cashed in the next night at Monday Night Raw, though. And I think that's going to be a memorable thing that a lot of people are going to remember for a long time. Those people that were in New Jersey that night that went to WrestleMania, they got something really special and something really cool to remember a cash-in like that. That's probably going to be one of the most memorable cash-ins, except for when Van Dam cashed in and they did the ECW pay-per-view in 2006. But I don't know. I want to pick Ziggler to win this match. I just think they're going to hotshot the belt back onto him. Just so they can put AJ and Ziggler back together. What they do with Del Rio after this, I don't know. Because honestly, in my heart, I still think Ziggler is the heel. I think that he's just playing babyface right now. He's sort of playing possum. And the second he wins his title, somebody's going to come up to him and he's just going to, put him down and just surprise everybody. I think that it's not really a surprise heel turn because he's been heel the whole time. But I think he's duped enough people to come in. I don't think they're breaking up AJ and Ziggler. They still seem like they're together to me, even though we haven't seen them together in a little while. But you can remember Ziggler hitting the zigzag on Jericho a few weeks ago. That's not something a good guy would do, no matter how much he hates the guy. When Punk and Cena were both baby faces, they didn't like each other, but they didn't go around attacking each other. They sort of gave each other respect, but let each other know that I don't like you and I don't like you. Del Rio, to me, I think is becoming an awesome heel champion, but I think it's Ziggler's time, and what they do is Del Rio after this at SummerSlam, and from there on, I'm not sure. You don't really, unless you're doing a whole lot of triple threat matches where you're doing 2-on-1 to push somebody as the babyface in the whole thing, but somebody's going to have something to do. We'll see. Alright, and here we go. The main event, John Cena against Mark Henry. Mark Henry, when he did his whole turn, I guess it wasn't a turn because he was a heel before he left and came back. But he came back, acted like he was retired, came back and attacked John Cena. Another thing that's probably going to be on the Best of Raw, Best of SmackDown 2013 DVD set that they pump out when does that come out? Does that come out? The pay-per-view one comes out the week of Christmas, and the other one comes out in January. So come January, we'll be watching that son of a bitch again. But there's no way in the world I think that Mark Henry is honestly going to become our WWE Championship. Maybe Vince wanted to give him that spot as the main event to say thank you, because I think Henry's career honestly is closer to being over. But I've said this before about guys like Kane and Big Show. So, guys are going to retire and they want to retire, not when I want them to. But to me, honestly, it seems like Henry's time's up. But there's no way in the world Mark Henry's going to beat John Cena, right? I can't even convince myself of the fact. When he was hot that night, I tried to convince myself, and I just honestly couldn't do it. My money is on John Cena in this match. I think I would put a lot of money on John Cena to win this match. It's just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe you have Ryback come out and he gets involved in this match. Ryback doesn't like Henry. Ryback doesn't like Cena. Then maybe SummerSlam can be that triple threat match I've seen rumored. But, I mean, they've done a lot of disqualifications in the Cena matches. They've done a lot of no finishes the last few months. Cena did beat Ryback in the the three things of hell, whatever the hell that match was. But we beat him in the ambulance match, so we got a clean finish. So maybe they won't do that, but Cena's going to win it. It's going to be a good pay-per-view. We'll all walk away doing the Cena thing. Everybody do a Cena statue with me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Have fun, everybody. Peace out, guys.